Hey everyone, it's Will, Gamer Dad, with another video for you. So finally, the update has dropped for iOS at least, version 2.8.5, and of course with that update is the, maybe final chapter of the Goddess of Time, part 2, part 3 conclusion. And so we have a lot of banners to go over. After this, I will obviously summon just like you guys, and I wish all of you great luck in whichever banners you decide to summon on. And hopefully this particular video does make it a little bit easier to decide what to do. So, in tonight's episode of Should You Summon, we'll cover all the different banners and my thoughts and opinions about each. And so, again, let me know in the comments below if you're planning to summon, what you're summoning on, and maybe your plans on how you want to manage all these massive banners, as well as your precious Chrono Stones. So first of all, we'll go with the number one banner that a lot of people are targeting, which is the Star Dream Encounter. And so this is a one-time only, being that it's so powerful. It does require 1,000 paid stones, and you summon your 10 pull, which is only guaranteed a 4 or better. So it's not even a guaranteed 5-star. So you still have chances of getting 5 stars, and it is updated to the newest banner. So you will have the chance of getting the highly sought after Necoco, as well as, I believe, ES Tsukiha should be here, which is right there, Shina Suhime. And so those both are available in this particular Fateful. And of course, unfortunately, there are the normal bots, Rainbow Sisters, and Knights. However, no matter what happens in that 10 pull, you will have a Star Dreams piece which expires 30 days from the time you use or summon on this particular banner, and you can choose any unit available in the game in global up to today's update, including Necoco 5, obviously ES Tsukiha, as well as all the older units up to date. So this is essentially the ultimate wild card banner. If you're willing to spend any number of paid stones, i.e. if you're a whale, if you're a dolphin, if you're a light spender, maybe if it's your first time spending and you really want to round out your team, this is essentially the best value for your money that you can get. Because after summoning, you will have a Star Dreams piece that you can choose any unit to fill any hole on your team. So if you missed Necoco, say, on the banner, you can pull it. If you want Melissa, you can see she's one of the ones that's pictured here. You can get her. There's a ton of awesome units, and like I said, you literally can choose whatever you want. Now, one thing to note, the Star Dream Encounter actually is expires on October 17th, 2021, which is for most of us in North America, that'll be October 16th or so. So if you want to hold back essentially a month, you can wait until a couple of days before the Star Dream Encounter ends, then summon, because remember, you get 30 days from the time you summon this banner, and then you can decide. So essentially, you give yourself almost 2 months to choose the unit you want. Now, the advantage of that, of course, is that if you plan to continue summoning through these next 4 to 8 weeks, any unit you may hit, you won't have to use a Star Dream Encounter on. So therefore, you will reduce the chance of getting a dupe when you select it, because that could be very frustrating, of course. But if you need to fill a hole right now, of course, summon right now, activate the Star Dream piece, and choose the unit you want. Now, if you're wondering on my thoughts of which Star Dream unit to choose, I would highly recommend going to the Another Eden subreddit. One of our vaulted members, Paulo, has put up a little fun spreadsheet of sorts, a little kind of a flow chart, and I do think that this is actually a very great way to figure out some of the units that you may decide to choose with the Star Dream Encounter. So I won't spend any more time on that. Okay, so let's go down the list. So again, 10 out of 10 banner for the Star Dream, ultimate banner if you're willing to pay stones. Alright, so for the Fateful Encounter Blazing Water Dance series, one time only, same thing. However, this is a traditional Fateful where on pulls 1 to 9, you can get any unit, including the 4.5 or 5 stars up to date. Again, Necoco is featured here. There's also ES Tsukiha. Yeah, right there underneath. Sorry, I missed that. And bear in mind that no matter what happens on pulls 1 to 9, on pull number 10, you will get one of the 4 featured units: AS Shigiri, AS Yuna, AS Tsukiha, as well as AS Hozuki. So bear in mind that 2 of these 4 units are actually zone setters. They are the water zone setters, Shigiri AS as well as Yuna AS. Now Tsukiha AS is of course just a fire slash unit, and Hozuki is a powerful bow fire unit. So you have both water as well as fire. Not bad at all. If you are missing multiple units on this banner, I can't really say any of them are extremely bad. However, I would say that out of the 4, AS Yuna would probably be the most power crept, being that AS Shigiri is a much more, shall I say, DPS oriented water zone unit. That being said, pretty good value if you're missing a number of these units. However, if you have the majority of them, then I would advise not to summon on this banner. Again, still pretty good value. Next on the list, Fateful Encounter Main Story 2 Conclusion Series 3 times maximum. Alright, so again, as the site title states, you can do this up to 3 times. These are still Fateful Encounters, and so do require 1,000 paid stones for each one, but to a maximum of 3 times. And so, as it states, this is actually double the value as before, whereas normally with a Fateful summon, you have a 10% chance on the 10th pull to get the one featured unit, and obviously 90% chance of getting the unit you may not want. However, in this case, they feature both units that are in the story, Necoco as well as ES Tsukiha. So essentially 20% chance, 10% chance of Necoco, 10% chance of ES Tsukiha, and of course 80% chance of one of the other random 5 stars up to date for now. And of course, same thing, normal amount of 4.5s, the other 5 stars, and unfortunately, bots, Rainbow Sisters, and Knights. So, in terms of should you summon on this, again, it really depends on your budget here, because we already talked about the Star Dream being a 10 out of 10 banner. The Blazing Water Dance is not bad, being that you do get exposure to some water zone units and some pretty decent fire type units. This one, if you're looking for those 2 featured units, again, I would highly recommend considering summoning on this banner. Now, that does get interesting though, because of course, we must talk about costs here. And if you do buy the 4,000 paid Chronostone package, there is, I think you can buy them 2 times max, as well as the 2,000 Chronostones package. Best bang for your buck, of course, is the 4,000 package. You can buy 4 different Faithfuls, and so of course you're going to buy 1 Star Dream, and then you have to split your other 3 to whichever banners we're going to talk about here. So bear that in mind. Which one is this one? Okay, that's an old one. That's an old one as well. Okay, and so anyways, keep that in mind. But if you do spend 4,000 stones, not bad. You get all 4. 3 on the, featured units and 1 on the Star Dream. Or you can go 1, 1, 2 if you really want some exposure to those fire and water units. But I do think that, in my opinion, I think the newer units featured on the Twin Fateful for the, ES Tsukiha and Necoco are probably better bang for your buck. They are newer. I don't know if they're considered more powerful, although arguably they are. We will go over that right now. So of course, this is the one that free-to-plays as well as paid players can summon on. Necoco, ES Tsukiha. And you can see the rates there. 0.4 for the 4.5 Necoco, 0.8 for the 5-star. Obviously slightly upgraded 4.5. Chance on the 10th pull. Now, in terms of Tsukiha, note that her 4.5 is not uprated. The full uprate of 0.8 is available for the ES, but there's no 4.5. So for those who are missing any form of Tsukiha, you are at slightly lower chance of getting any form in terms of, trying to side grade eventually. So keep that in mind. Also, with free or free banners or normal banners, it may be missing the newest units, and I believe Melody is not featured here. So you can scroll down the list. Okay, note that Kikyo actually was mentioned as an AS unit coming out in Japan, so not a bad hit there. And we can just scroll down quickly here. ES, Melina, and some other powerful units, including Melissa, are still here, so on and so forth. And again, normal amount of filler units in here. So, if you missed my notice yesterday in my video, I'll quickly talk about the two different units, and then we'll talk about whether or not you should summon on this banner. So, let's talk about Necoco first. She is our first cat girl, and she is extremely versatile. She has a ton of great moves. I would say that this is one of the few units that could benefit from, say, 80 Light, where she could actually get 4 moves to put into 4 slots. I mean, she can do it all. She has her bag of tricks is crazy. I mean, we're talking like everything. She can do support, she can do heal, she can do crit setting. I mean, her bag's so deep, you can't even reach the fries at the bottom. So again, let's go over these a little bit more in depth. First of all, her VC, defensive in nature, 20/20 int and power down for 1 turn, and obviously upgradable with the VC Grasta. Not bad. She has a move that can regen MP for 3 turns, and depending on how low the MP is, can actually regen 40 MP per turn instead. She also has a type down 25% chance and type up 25% chance to your team, and in any zone, she doubles that, so minus 50 of the appropriate zone and plus 50 attack bonus of the to that particular zone as well. So one thing I had mentioned earlier, but again, I will emphasize here. She is effective and fits into all elemental teams. She will change her basic earth type moves, which is she's earth slash, and become, water slash, fire slash, wind slash. She fits on all 4, and she does it very well. Now, not only that she can apply buffs and debuffs, she also has a shield, 35% type and physical resistance. Hey, main and reserve party members, not bad. If that's not good enough, I mean, she can crit rate increase to 100% for 3 moves, increase crit damage for all party members, 50% for 3 turns. I mean, increase force, another AF combo meter, and her spam move is not bad at all. AoE slash attack, restore HP 1500, but in any elemental zone becomes 3000 HP, increased damage with, pain, and so on and so forth. So, crazy, I dare say ultimate support unit. Highly recommended to put in your roster, because let's be honest, you can fit that on all 4 elemental teams, and that might go really useful in fighting some of these new super bosses that are coming out with this update. So let's go with Tsukiha ES. Not that she's any worse at all. She has her second Pierce Zone setter. She is a Wind Bow user now. Same end of turn benefit as AS Foreign, which is a 15% per Pierce move for a total of 60% increase in attack the next turn, if 4 moves are done, which is great. If she starts in front, she applies pain on the enemies guaranteed. I think it lasts for a number of turns, and that's great because obviously pain setting right away can really help your team. However, if you're going to zone her in and set zone, she now increases what they call Demon Hearts, which is basically her stacks as an ES unit. And once she reaches 5 stacks, she converts into an adversity mode where she basically rages out and does extreme amounts of damage. She can build up that EX bar, which is a separate AF bar, similar to ES Melina. Tons of power. She can actually do some power down, but we're not even talking about that. Her main thing is she sets zone and does a ton of damage. Not really sure what else to go over. She can, by the way, she can, instead of having Howling Surge, I guess she applies in any zone. 45-45 debuff of wind type resistance as well as pierce type resistance. So a total of 90% if you're doing wind bow, which she can do. So yeah, these 2 units are borderline broken, highly recommended. If you don't have them, and even if you have any form of Tsukiha, still rated to, I still recommend highly summoning on this banner. Now, the downside, of course, is that there are still some more powerful units coming that might serve different purposes or more use for you, such as AS Mayufa. However, the vast majority of people in most situations would really love to have Necoco on your team. And even if you don't get Necoco, hey, ES Tsukiha is a great consolation prize. Not only that, if you have any form of Tsukiha, you can of course side grade from farming 5 codexes as well as getting the appropriate chance. So again, very rare for me to recommend a banner as saying 10 out of 10. But here we are saying essentially 10 out of 10. If you haven't noticed by now, I will probably try to summon on this banner as well and attempt to get Necoco as my main prize, being that I do have one form or more of Tsukiha. So yeah, there you have it. I do apologize for the late video, but of course that was out of my control. And finally, we have our game to play. Anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.